If cheating has ever touched your life, listen closely, because the most dangerous lies aren't the ones your partner tells you. The most dangerous lies are the ones you tell yourself. It's probably nothing. They would never. We're just going through a phase. It'll fix itself. And then one random day you find a message, a call log, a deleted chat, a new friend you've never heard about, and suddenly the relationship you thought you had is gone. Today is not a men do this video, not a women do that video. Today is the real game, the slow pathway that leads to betrayal, the tiny decisions people make that feel harmless until they don't. Because here's the truth most people don't want to accept. Cheating almost never begins in the bedroom. It begins in the gap, the emotional gap, the attention gap, the respect gap, the growth gap, the boundary gap. And once that gap exists, an outsider doesn't need to be irresistible. They only need to feel easier than you. So if you want a relationship that survives temptation, you need to understand how temptation actually works. Not the dramatic movie version, the boring version, the slow version, the version that starts with a bid for attention and ends with betrayal. Even the Gottman model describes affairs as a cascade of steps, starting with small moments of turning away from each other, leading to distance, comparisons, secrecy, and eventually crossing boundaries. And if that sentence makes you uncomfortable, good, because discomfort is where reality lives. Now, one rule before we go deep, explaining cheating is not excusing cheating. Cheating is still a choice, a decision, a series of decisions. So if you've been betrayed, don't take this as blame. Take it as clarity, so you never get played the same way twice. All right, let's talk about the first cold truth. Cold truth number one, cheating often starts with loneliness inside the relationship. Not always screaming fights, not always obvious hate, just two people slowly turning into roommates. Here's the scene. It's not a movie. It's a normal evening. One partner says, "Can we talk?" The other partner is scrolling. Yeah, what? The first partner tries again. The second partner is distracted, tired, or annoyed. And that moment is small enough to ignore. So you do. But those small moments stack. According to Gottman's cascade idea, when partners can't count on each other emotionally, it leads to negative comparisons, emotional distance, and a pathway where outsiders start to look like a safe house. That's how it begins. Not with sex, with emotional unavailability. So what does loneliness look like in real life? It looks like talking only about bills and responsibilities. It looks like you stop sharing your inner world. It looks like you tell your partner something important, and they respond like it's an inconvenience. It looks like "I'm fine" becoming the daily language. And it looks like the relationship losing its warmth. Then something happens. A coworker notices them. A friend listens, a stranger compliments. A person outside your relationship gives them something your relationship stopped giving. And what do they feel? Alive, seen, wanted. This is where most people get confused. They think, my partner cheated because they found someone better. No, often they cheated because they found someone easier. At home, attention costs effort. Outside, attention is free. At home, there's history. Outside, there's fantasy. And fantasy is addictive. So let's make it painfully clear. If your relationship is emotionally flat, you are not safe. You are simply unsupervised. That's the difference. Now, cold truth number two, emotional cheating is the doorway to physical cheating. And emotional cheating loves secrecy. Emotional cheating is when someone builds a private emotional bond outside the relationship with secrecy and intimacy that should belong to the partner. It often includes confiding in the other person, hiding communication, and slowly neglecting the partner's needs. Notice the key word, secrecy, not friendship, secrecy, because real friendships can survive sunlight. Emotional affairs die in sunlight. That's why they need darkness. Let's act it out. It starts innocent. A joke, a shared complaint, a "you get me." Then it becomes daily texting. Then it becomes "don't tell anyone." Then it becomes deleting messages so you don't overthink. Then it becomes "my partner doesn't understand me." Then it becomes meeting up as friends. Then it becomes, it just happened. That "it just happened" line is one of the biggest lies on earth. Affairs are usually a chain. Gottman's description of the cascade includes steps like idealizing alternatives, and then secrets beginning with omission, followed by lies and boundary violations. Secrets begin with omission, not with sex. Omission. You don't mention the lunch. You don't mention the call. You don't mention the flirting. Then you call it privacy. Then you call your partner controlling for asking. And if you've ever been gaslit, you know how it goes. They don't answer the question. They attack your character. You're insecure. You're paranoid. You're toxic. You don't trust me. But notice what's missing. Clarity, transparency. Because if nothing is happening, clarity is easy. Transparency is easy. If they refuse it, that's information. Now, cold truth number 3. Cheating is often driven by 8 common motives, and most people only talk about one. People love to reduce cheating to one thing. Men cheat for sex. Women cheat for emotions. That's lazy. University of Maryland researchers identified 8 motivating factors. People report for infidelity: anger, sexual desire, lack of love, neglect, low commitment, situation, like stress, intoxication, travel, esteem, and variety. That's a wide menu, meaning cheating isn't one personality type. It can happen in many different emotional states. So let's translate those 8 motives into real-life stories you've actually seen. 1. Anger. This is revenge cheating. I'll hurt you because you hurt me. Sometimes it's because the partner cheated first. Sometimes it's because of humiliation. Sometimes it's just resentment that was never dealt with. Anger cheating is the scariest type because it's cold. It's not seduction, it's punishment. 2. Sexual desire. Not high libido, more like unmet needs plus opportunity. When intimacy problems are ignored for months, sometimes years, the person doesn't just lose desire, they lose hope. And hopelessness makes temptation louder. 3. Lack of love. That's the slow death. The "I care about you, but I'm not in love" zone. People stay for comfort, routine, money, kids, fear, but their heart exits quietly. 4. Neglect. This is huge. Neglect is not always about money. It's attention, affection, respect, feeling chosen. UMD noted women were more likely to report being motivated by neglect, while men were more likely to report sexual desire, variety, and situational forces. So both genders cheat, but motivations can differ on average. 5. Low commitment. This is when someone likes relationship benefits but never truly agreed internally to loyalty. They act committed when it's convenient, but mentally they still feel single. 6. Situation, vacation mindset, drunk mindset, work trip mindset, high stress mindset. The person tells themselves, this isn't the real me, but it is. It's the version of you without self-control. 7. Esteem. This is the insecurity cheater. They don't cheat because they hate you. They cheat because they hate themselves. They need proof they're still desirable. They need a hit of validation like a drug. 8. Variety. This is the thrill chaser. They want newness more than they want depth. They love the chase, not the partnership. So when someone says cheating is always because, stop them right there. Cheating is a behavior with multiple motives. And if you don't understand the motive, you won't understand the pattern. Now, cold truth number 4, the relationship doesn't collapse all at once. It collapses through turning away. This is the part that ruins good people, because they don't realize they're building the conditions for betrayal. A partner makes a bid. A bid is a simple attempt at connection. Look at this. Listen to this. Can we talk? I'm stressed. I miss you. Even a sigh is a bid. And if bids are consistently met with later, eye rolls, sarcasm, distraction, or coldness, the person learns a lesson. My partner is not my safe place. Gottman's affair cascade begins with that dynamic. When partners can't count on each other emotionally, it sets up comparisons and distance that can open the door to betrayal. So the question isn't only, did they cheat? The question is, when did we stop being emotionally available? Because that's where the drift begins. Now let's get spicy. because this is where the audience wakes up. If you ignore your partner long enough, somebody else will study them. If you stop flirting, somebody else will. If you stop making them feel attractive, somebody else will. If you stop being curious about their mind, somebody else will become the listener. And the listener becomes the home, and the home becomes the affair. Now, does that excuse cheating? No, it exposes the danger zone. Because a loyal person in the danger zone communicates. They demand change. They create boundaries. Or they leave. A disloyal person in the danger zone collects attention quietly, builds secrecy, and plays innocent until they get caught. So you need to learn to tell the difference. Cold truth number 5. The first betrayal is usually not sex. It's secrecy. It's the moment they decide, I'm going to keep this from my partner. And once that decision is made, the relationship's foundation is cracked. Gottman's description of the cascade explicitly talks about secrets beginning with omission, then inconsistencies, lies, and confidence violations, before boundaries get crossed. So here's a harsh standard that protects you. If your partner is building a private world you're not allowed to see, you're not in a partnership anymore, you're in a performance. Now let's walk through the most common storyline. This is the co-worker storyline, because it's the most socially acceptable affair pipeline. It starts with, we're just co-workers. Then, we're just friends. Then, they understand me. Then, you're insecure. Then, I need space. Then, I don't know what I want. Then, it just happened. And what's the real pattern? They replaced you emotionally before they replaced you physically. This is why emotional cheating is so destructive. Because by the time you catch it, the bond is already formed. Now let's talk about the obvious question. How do you know the difference between a healthy friendship and emotional cheating? Healthy friendship, transparent, no secrecy, no deleted messages, no late-night intimacy, no constant comparisons. They don't hide you. Emotional cheating, secrecy, omission, confiding about relationship issues to the outsider instead of the partner, excitement with the outsider, coldness with the partner, defensiveness when questioned. Those are common warning signs described in emotional cheating resources. So if someone says, we're just friends, the response is simple, cool. Then transparency should be easy. Now, cold truth number 6. Growth matters, and stagnation is a silent attraction killer. Attraction is not only looks. Attraction is energy, direction, competence, self-respect, emotional control. When one partner stops growing, the relationship starts to feel like a cage for the other. Not because the other is arrogant, because admiration begins to fade. And without admiration, desire struggles to breathe. Here's the story. One partner is leveling up. Gym, work, skills, health, purpose. The other partner is drifting, complaining, scrolling, avoiding responsibility, living on autopilot. The growing partner starts feeling alone. The stagnant partner starts feeling judged. Now the relationship becomes tension instead of teamwork. And that's when outsiders feel tempting. Not because they're perfect, because they feel like momentum. Now the internet will tell you, become high value. That phrase is cringe, but the underlying truth is real. People don't protect what they don't respect, and they don't desire what feels dead inside. So if you want loyalty, become respectable, not to control your partner, to raise the quality of your relationship. Now, cold truth number 7. People cheat more easily when commitment is unclear. This is where modern dating has destroyed a lot of people. They're together but not together, exclusive but not defined, serious but not official, loving but still entertaining options. UMD's list includes low commitment as a motive. That matters because many people enter relationships with mismatched expectations. One person thinks it's exclusive, the other thinks it's until something better shows up. So if you're dating, here's a non-negotiable. Define the relationship. Define boundaries. Define what counts as cheating. Define what happens if boundaries are crossed, because people love loopholes, and loopholes are how trust dies. Now, cold truth number 8. The backup option is not harmless. It's a loaded weapon. The backup option can be an ex, a best friend, an online friend, a coworker, someone who clearly wants them, and the partner who keeps that person around says, they're just a friend. But what they really mean is, I like the attention and I like the safety net. When someone keeps emotional alternatives close, they reduce the cost of leaving you. And that makes loyalty fragile. Now again, not every friend is a threat, but every secret connection is. So here are the boundary rules that protect relationships. No private emotional dumping to someone who is attracted to you. No hiding messages. No one-on-one date vibe meetups with someone who wants you. No flirting disguised as jokes. No keeping someone around just in case. If a person can't accept that, they don't want commitment, they want convenience. Now, cold truth number 9, cheating often comes with a personality shift before you catch it. This is where people say, they changed overnight. No, they changed gradually. You just didn't recognize the signs. Here are common shifts when someone is investing emotionally elsewhere. They become more protective of their phone. They start dressing differently but act colder toward you. They become irritated by your presence. They criticize you more. They pick fights over small things. They rewrite relationship history to justify their behavior. They accuse you of being controlling when you ask normal questions. They suddenly want privacy that looks like secrecy. And again, one sign doesn't prove cheating. But clusters matter. Patterns matter. Energy doesn't lie. Now, cold truth number 10. Cheaters don't just betray you. They rewrite reality to protect their self-image. Because most cheaters don't want to feel like villains. So they create a story where they're the victim. They'll say, you weren't there. You changed. You didn't appreciate me. I was lonely. It didn't mean anything. It was a mistake. We were basically over anyway. Notice how every line removes responsibility. But the Gottman framing emphasizes that affairs often come after a slow pathway of distance and boundary crossings, not a sudden lightning strike. A mistake is spilling water. Cheating is a sequence of choices. Now let's make this video useful, because drama without tools is just entertainment. Here's how you protect yourself without becoming paranoid. Step 1. Stop ignoring your intuition, but don't worship it. Intuition is a signal. Evidence is confirmation. So your job is to observe patterns and communicate clearly. Step 2. Call out the drift early, not with accusation, with observation. I feel distance lately. I notice you're less affectionate. I notice you're texting someone a lot. I notice we're not connecting. Step 3. Ask direct questions, not emotional speeches, direct questions. Are you emotionally invested in someone else? Is there anything you're hiding from me? Are we exclusive, yes or no? What boundaries do we agree on? Step 4. Set boundaries, not threats. A boundary is what you will do if a line is crossed. Example, I'm open to rebuilding connection, but secrecy with another person is not something I will stay in. Step 5. Watch behavior, not words. Words are cheap when someone wants to keep comfort. Effort is expensive. Transparency is expensive. Consistency is expensive. Now here's where it gets real. What if you're the one who feels tempted? What if you're the one getting attention outside? Then listen carefully. Temptation is not a moral failure. Entertaining temptation in secret is. The moment you notice you're enjoying someone else more than your partner, you have 2 honorable options. Bring that energy back into your relationship and repair what's missing, or end the relationship honestly before you betray. What you don't get to do is keep the relationship benefits while privately auditioning replacements. Now let's talk about repair, because some of the audience is already dealing with betrayal. If someone cheated and you're considering staying, here is the minimum price of entry. No contact with the third person, transparency, accountability, real remorse, not just panic, and a willingness to rebuild trust over time. Many emotional cheating resources emphasize that rebuilding requires transparency and consistent actions, not just promises. If the cheating partner says, "Get over it," you're obsessed. You're ruining the relationship by bringing it up. That's not repair. That's control. And if they refuse no contact, they're choosing the affair bond over your healing. That's the truth. Now, the most important part of the whole video: How to build a relationship that is hard to cheat in. Not impossible, but hard. 3 pillars: connection, boundaries, growth. Connection means you keep turning toward each other. You respond to bids. You don't dismiss feelings. You create quality time. You stay curious. Because Gottman's cascade starts when partners stop being emotionally available to each other. Boundaries means you don't play with fire. You don't keep friends who are clearly trying to get with you. You don't hide messages. You don't create private worlds, because secrecy is the first betrayal in the chain. Growth means you don't become complacent. You keep your health up, your confidence up, your goals alive, your emotional control strong, because stagnation creates resentment and kills admiration. Now here's the last cold truth, and it's the one that saves lives. You can't control someone into loyalty. You can only choose people with character and maintain a relationship with standards. The strongest anti-cheating system is not surveillance, it's identity. A person who sees themselves as loyal acts loyal, even when tempted. A person who sees themselves as "I do what I feel" will betray you the moment their emotions shift. And that's why this matters for both men and women. Because betrayal doesn't care about gender. It cares about opportunity, secrecy, and self-justification. UMD's research shows motivations vary and that infidelity can happen across many conditions, even in seemingly stable couples. So here's the action step for you watching. If you're in a relationship, define your boundaries this week, not during a fight, not during a crisis, calmly, clearly. What counts as cheating? What counts as emotional cheating? What's acceptable with friends, coworkers, exes, social media? And if you're single, screen for integrity early. Ask how they define loyalty. Ask about past cheating. Watch how they handle attention. Watch if they keep secrets. Watch if they can take responsibility without blaming exes. Because love without standards becomes self-destruction, and trust without boundaries becomes a trap. If you want the next video, say this in the comments: secrets begin with a mission. Because if you remember that line, you'll catch the drift before the damage. And if this hit you, share it with someone who keeps saying, "It's probably nothing." Because that's usually what people say right before they find out it was everything.